Oh my God, y'all. You want to talk about the epitome of a difficult morning? This right here, my ding dong self. I had the 233 up here and 610 up here, and I had my signals crossed. I was like, oh, we're starting to push up. We're weakening on the 233. Got in, got stopped out immediately. It was the right thing to do. It just wasn't time yet. So I had this, I had this down here, and I had the other one up, and I just read it wrong. I've had issues with my computer all morning, and then as I went to take a long, everything froze up, including my recording. This might be a sign. Yep. So, just watching it now. Oh, and let me move this forward so we're in the right spot. Let me go ahead and turn this off and turn the other ones on. I didn't even realize it until I turned on my markers here that I was turning it on in the 610. So right in here, it was giving me a pop-up. I'm like, all right, we're slowing down the 233. We're popping up on the 610. But we still had a little bit more room to go. At this moment, everything froze up. This morning, my computer decided to do a update. It's been just a lovely morning. But hey, that's what happens, right? We're going to get ourselves turned around sometimes. We're going to take a trade that doesn't work out for us. So, do we just give up and walk away? I mean, we can. It is definitely an option. But it's probably in our best interest to sit and give it a little bit more time. Move this up just a little bit so we can stay on track with everything. I want to give this one shot to the downside, but don't anticipate this to go far. Oh, what is going on? I'm just kind of watching this. I don't want to go just yet. I don't think this will go far to the downside, but it definitely has a little bit of a chance. Oh Lord, it's going to put me in at the wrong price. All right. Them's the breaks. You can see everything's freezing up for me. Awesome. There we go. Finally in this. I'm not anticipating this to go very far. I'm actually hovering over a close button, especially with, I mean, you can even see, I'm having a difficult morning, y'all. Anticipating this to break down. Yes. Would love for it to come all the way back here, but who knows? Let's see. Go. First one pulling down. If this breaks this bottom Bollinger Band, I'm moving this second one down a little bit further. I'm actually going to go ahead and do that now. Move it down towards the area. Still with a finger over the close button. I know there's a lot of strength coming up at this, which tells me I have limited profit potential on these. This is the first spot. Then I need to be cautious. Really like how this is breaking down right here. Yeah. There's still a couple hundred ticks, so it may not break through like I'd like to see. So you can see I have difficult days, I have difficult mornings, I have frustration points that I just have to work through. I either get pissed off or walked away for the day, or just say, okay, that's what happened. Oh, I could have let it piss me off. I wanted to. But I said, no, Lindsay, you gotta do this thing. Okay, might be the first spot that it pulls back. And what I don't want this to do is come up, hit my stop, and push back down, but we're still outside the Bollinger Bands here, which is good for it. Weak pull back. Okay, another point of entry to the downside is just into a very pretty strong spot. Just watching the way this is behaving. Okay, currently only have 3 ticks in risk on this. Just moving it in a little bit as it's still showing me strength down. Once it breaks this bottom Bollinger Band, so the oxen free. All right, this is a questionable spot for me, just watching this. Such that we're going to break even, people. Not quite there yet, but I see the potential of getting there for sure. We're going to go ahead and move that to the break even. It just needs to push through this little spot. which it shows us that it should. Don't you love when it touches your target but doesn't take you out? Such a cool feeling. Okay, we're going to take the first target out right there. Just because I've had a little bit of a blah morning. I'm going to set this second one. We're going to leave it right here. Right at break even. Watch the way this behaves here. I'm going to go ahead and close this out, I believe, because I think it could pull back far enough to touch my stop. I'll give this just another second or two. Stop is not in the best place to stay in this. There we go. Okay, we're reaching that floor again. Is it showing us signs of a slowdown? It is. I'm going to go ahead and hit the close button. Oh, how's that for timing? I'd love to see it come down here, and I'm even going to put a little circle around here in case it does. Hey, I don't know why everything is going so slow. I may do a restart on my computer again. It still has the potential to push down there. Oh. Just notice on the 4181, it's breaking that bottom Bollinger Band. There she goes. And so then what would the next target be? Didn't quite make it. And this would be me exiting about the same price at this time. Oh, everything is going so slow. What is going on here? I think I got an idea. Think I know what's happening. I gotta get rid of this steam that my son has put on here. What? Awesome. It says that my Ninja Trader is not responding. Oh. So today's a tough day for me. I mean, I'm not getting pissed off or... Yeah. It is what it is. Which I used to hate that saying. But it's so true. No worries, Dale. I can make sure that's added in to things. So that is what we're doing is we're moving our risk behind the last pivot. 233 may be a little too soon. So the 610 may be where you want to move those pivots. And you want to wait till it exceeds the previous one. So I do need to make a video over that. Right now my computer's frozen up again. I've taken 2 trades. I think I'm up half a point because the first one my charts were switched around and I thought I was looking at a 610 and I was looking at a 233. So I got in a little bit early, which stopped me out. And then my computer froze up and I took a short, which I got 4 points out of, I think. So yeah, maybe about a point. Sorry, I'm up 3 ticks. Oh yeah, it did do the pop-up that I was anticipating. Yeah, my whole computer froze up just now, so it came back, but I love that you're up 3 points. I'd love to see the entries and the exits on your charts, but we can definitely go over the where you move your risk and all that kind of stuff just to make sure that you've got that fully under your belt. Okay. I don't even know what it's going to look like when it comes back. I'm going through and finding this damn steam to get... I'm still not able to move anything. So this is not a good time for me to trade. So far right now, I'm up 3 ticks. I'll be honest with you. This is something that I go through a lot. I have lots of issues. Oh, here comes the push back up. When it comes to making sure everything's up, everything's working. This morning was enough to make me want to go back to bed. That's a good thing to say. Go back to bed. That's what I was gonna say. In the task for that, I'm just going through and ending a bunch of tasks of stuff that I don't need. I have half a mind just to leave all of this in here, in the recording, so you can hear the things that I go through. All right, I'm gonna pause this and come back. Okay, I've walked away for a minute, I'm coming back to it. This is definitely where I could have taken this short, but I feel like it's a little too late now considering the areas that we're coming into. Also, I am not gonna force myself to take anything. What happens is You force yourself to take something and then you're like, oh my goodness, why did I do that? Because you're doing it based simply off of emotions and not on logic. Okay. And of course, my dog is looking at me like, I never want to go outside, but I need to go outside 4 times this morning while you're trying to work. Because, that's how the cookie crumbles. I'm going to remove this and let the dogs out. You need to go outside? Let's go. Let's go. I may just stick with my 3 ticks today, y'all. Day like today, and it's a beautiful day with trading. There's a lot going on. There's a long that's set up. There was a short that's set up. There's a possible long setting up right now. Although, I don't know. But my brain is on the frustrations of the things that have already happened. So what I'm considering doing right now is just stopping the video and going and working on some other things. Maybe coming back to it a little later on this afternoon and adding to it. Sorry. I'm also eating breakfast a little late because things have been crazy. Trying to get my water in. I'm just sitting here. I'm sitting back far from my screen right now. I feel the frustration build up in me. Oh, man. It's not pretty. I think I need to go stretch and meditate because what I want to do is like, if the market was a person, I'd want to punch him in his face right now. I guess not the market. If Ninja Trader was a person or if my computer was a person, I never want to do that. I mean, I'm a pretty docile person for the most part, unless you activate Mama Bear and you mess with her cubs. Potential long here would be right now. I'm just looking at the way these MACDs are reacting. I'm not taking any kind of short right now. Just looking at the way things have been behaving. I think I'd be getting into it emotionally if I get into it right now. Just looking at the way the MACDs are behaving on the 1597. Yeah, okay. Well, it's working out. So you could see now that I've had a little bit of my frustration level reached, I'm not able to take these trades that I see happening. I saw the long here, passed on it. Seeing the short here, passed on it. It's just hard to see where this is going to go because it's right into the area, first area to create a bounce. Okay, all right. Liking it. I'm just going to take this off for now. So what I really want to point out here more than anything is the ability to trade has a little bit to do with your understanding of the market and a lot to do with the understanding of yourself, the ability to trade profitably. So I know myself well enough, or I'm still learning myself every day and learn more things that I can tolerate and more things that I can't. But really what's happened is I've had a lot going on with just my computer, with things freezing up, with it slowing down, just a lot of things stepping in the way, not trying to slow me down. That's the bad mindset when you say it's trying to hold me down. It's like the people who, and myself included, I've done it before, that feel like it doesn't matter what direction you get into the market, it's going to go the opposite way. It's like it knows that you're entering into the market. But what's really happening is your frustration level and your in-tuneness is completely off. So remaining in tune with yourself and listening and slowing down and breathing are absolutely essential to becoming a profitable day trader. So today I may just end up with 3 ticks. I'm going to listen to myself. I'm going to step away. This could go for 9 billion points to the downside. Well, I guess it couldn't go for 9 billion, or we'd be in the negative. This could go for a lot of points down, and I'm just going to have to let it, because I could go for a lot of points up. I feel like it's at a real struggling area, and I'm just not willing to lose myself to the market. That's the best way I can explain it. Because you do lose yourself. You lose your sense of awareness. Your heart's racing. Your just fear levels are just at tip-top shape. This may keep pushing up. This may push down. I see 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. It's got a lot of strength up in the EMAs. Got a lot of strength down in the MACDs. And I see the gift of the short coming in. Okay. My first trade, I had my charts flipped around. I was looking at the wrong thing with the strength. And that is one of the things about moving these around. Like I've said before, I have 3 different monitors around my house. 1, 2, 3, 4 monitors around my house that I can plug my laptop into. And some of them, the monitor is to the left of my laptop, and some of them are to the right of my laptop. So when I close it out, I do have to move my charts. And so I also try and keep myself open to the thought process that it doesn't matter where my charts are. It doesn't matter if I have them all on one screen. It doesn't matter the location of them, as long as I know which one is which. And when I get them switched around, it can cause you to have loss because you're going to get in a little too early by looking at the wrong signals. So the first one was a loss simply because I was struggling to see things properly. The second trade, I think, was good. It was right in tune with what I need to do. The longs I couldn't get myself into. The shorts I see happening, but I feel like they have very limited distance to run for right now to an area that's been holding, and may push through, may not. And I say a lot of that just so you know. I edit out a lot of my andas. A lot of my see this pulling back up very quickly and then pushing right back down. I don't want to walk away just yet because I want to see if my anticipations are correct about the possibility of this pushing back down. Small, quick pull up and a push back down. I can even take this one. We'll see. Give it a quick shot. Roll in here. We'll see what happens. I always say I'm going to give it a quick shot. It's because I'm pretty quick on the draw for getting in and out, I think. That's why I use that particular terminology. But I really should just say I'm going to enter this trade. Going into the support. I want to be aware of what this is doing. I'll take a tick off the risk. All right, I wanted to walk away, but it was too good. Okay, right here at the support area. How's it behaving? There we go. There we go. First one out. If I move it to a break even, it is not at a really good spot just yet. So I'm going to give it a couple of ticks and risk. I'm liking what I see here. I'm liking what I see here. We are at that first area to create a bounce, but the indications say we should break through it. Here's my dilemma. I would normally move it to a break even at this point. You know what? I think I'm going to. If it brings me back. We'll wait for that. Here we go. We're going to go ahead and sit here. I'll let this go. Moved it back. Had it been at the break even just a moment ago, it would have taken me out. You can see that dilemma. So now I'm going to sit the break even that we've pulled back to it, and we're pulling off of it. And there we go. Now the risk belonged back behind here. Dale, are you listening about risk? I did pull it into a break even a little quickly. My thought process is not on. Whew, you've been hearing it all morning. Let's watch where this goes. Let's see if it can make it down here. Actually, I'm not going to watch where this goes. I'm going to step away and do my mental health evaluation like I've been telling myself I'm going to do for the last hour. I'm going to sit over there and I'm going to breathe. I'm going to do a little meditation, and I'm going to come back to this. I may not come back and trade anymore today. But if I do, it'll be with clarity and confidence. All right. So let's call it a day. That last one helped me get to 275. Really closing this out. I'm going to edit it up. And if I add more, I'll just create another video and add it to the end. If not, I mean, right now we get what guys. Also, something else. I edit out a lot of my downtime, a lot of me hiccuping and sneezing, coughing, dogs barking, alarms going off, phones ringing. And really, who wants to listen to 45 minutes of this? So I try and knock it down to, 15, 20 if possible. My hour and a half one the other day, I couldn't, I could only go down to 30 minutes. All right. It's time to go get my brain on point. So if I don't check y'all later, or if I don't talk to y'all later, have a fabulous Wednesday.